Hello everyone, welcome to MudgarClub. I'm Anjit Suhag, a traditional equipment practitioner, and we are starting a series of the Shena Pushup board, and this is the first video of that, in which we will learn the Shena Pushup board, or we call it Takhte Shena as well, the ways of using it. So if we talk about Shena Pushup board we know the board on which we can do the push-up. But what's the meaning of Shena? Shena means swim. Swim means the flow. So we use the Shena Pushup board in a flow, in a smooth flow like to swim. So let's start to talk about the history of the Shena Pushup board or Takhte Shena. So as we all know that in the past the war was quite common thing, and people used to use the sword and the spear kind of weapon in the war, and they did not have anything to travel from one distance to another distance. They used to walk from one distance to another distance. And as we know that the Persia or the current Iran has a lot of big place area of the desert. So when in the past the warriors used to walk from one distance to another distance, they used to do the push-ups. But when they were doing the push-ups in the sand, their hands used to sink inside the sand and they were not able to do the push-up, perform the push-up on the sand. So this is how the Shena Pushup board or the Takhte Shena was born. And one thing, if you see that there is a 2-inch of stand on the Shena Pushup board or Takhte Shena. So when we put this on the sand, it does not go inside the sand, or the hand does not sink inside the sand, and they were used to do the push-up on the Shena Pushup board or Takhte Shena, and they used to carry it with themselves as a equipment. And at the same time they used to use it for their footwork movement as well. So if you see it carefully, the grip on the Shena Pushup board in a way that it is quite similar as the sword. So they used to hold it like a sword and do the movement practice of their sword with the Shena Pushup board, and they used to do it the footwork movement practice as well for the war with the Shena Pushup board. So it means the Shena Pushup board or Takhte Shena had two uses at that time. One, the footwork movement or the sword movement, and the second to do the push-ups for the strength training. Now as the time goes forward, the system changes, the weapon changes, and the society gets more civilized, and there is no war going on with the sword or the spear. Now the weapons are quite different, but the sports culture gets into the play, and the wrestling is one of the most common sports as we know of the history, and still it is quite popular sports in this world. So there is a place in India called Akhada, and the place where the wrestlers do their practice. So in the same way, Iran has the same place. They call that place Jurkhane, the place where the wrestlers, the Irani wrestlers do their practice. They call it Jurkhane. So it is quite an important part of the history of Iran or Persia, the Shena Pushup board. They still use the Shena Pushup board in their Jurkhane, and it is a compulsory equipment. They do the practice on Shena board or Takhte Shena before doing their wrestling practice. So it is a part of their practice, and they have some specific techniques or specific ways of using the Shena, not like the simple way as we do the push-ups. They have some special tradition of using it. So in this series of the Shena Pushup board or the Takhte Shena, we will learn the different ways of using the Shena Pushup board or Takhte Shena. So in the next coming videos, we will learn how to use the Shena Pushup board, what are the important rules of it, and what is the tradition. So whatever we will learn in the coming videos, in the coming series, we will learn in the right tradition way instead of just doing the random way of doing the push-ups on the push-up board. So we will try to follow as the Irani wrestlers or Irani warriors used to use the Shena Pushup board or the Takhte Shena. So thank you. See you in the next video.